Hi, this is Muho. I haven't been doing a video in English recently, so I wanted to get back to you in English this time. I was inspired by a video that Brad Warner did recently. I will link to it below. In the case you don't know Brad Warner, you also might want to check out his homepage. The video is on Zen and God, and he's talking about a chapter in Dogen's Shobogenzo with the title Immo in Japanese. And Brad mentions that it's often translated as thusness or suchness, while he prefers the translation it. I personally think that the translation this is best. Although immo is not a word that is currently in use in Japan. Most Japanese have never heard of this word. It's also not a basic Buddhist technical term. At the time of Dogen, it was probably in common use in China. For example, when you say this time, you say immo-ji. Or if you say this person, you say immo-jin. So immo means this. In his video, Brad says that I am neither this body nor this mind. So what am I? And I think you could say I'm the fact that I am this. Like there's many bodies similar to this body, and there might be similar minds similar to this mind, my mind. The only difference is that they are not this. So if I had a twin brother, he might be really very similar to me, and people might confuse me and him. I might look at a reflection in the mirror and think it's my twin brother. And maybe he would even have a very similar state of mind to my mind. Is it possible that I would confuse myself with my twin brother and wake up and think maybe I'm a twin brother today? No. Because the fact that this is happening already is proof that it's me. It's my world. It's my experience. And the only thing that's making it my experience is the fact that it's this. Today is February 24th, 2018. What makes this day special? Nothing except the fact that this is today. It's today. So today, February 24th, is the only day. When you see this, it's just another day in the history of mankind. When you see this video, probably there's nothing special about February 24th, but there will still be something special about the day when you see this. The fact that then that day will be this day. There's, I think in English would be 7 billion people living on this planet. Muho is one of them. What makes Muho special? Well, really nothing much, except for me. This person is the only person I'm living. This is me. It's nothing special in my body, and it's also nothing special about my mind that makes me me. The only thing that makes me me is the fact that this is actually what is. What makes this snow special in comparison to last year is really nothing except that this is actually here. That's how I read Dogen's immo, as this. And I think I agree with Brad in that I would say that I am neither this body nor this mind, but I'm the this thing, the thisness of this happening. The fact that this is actually happening, and all of that is me. Not one part of this, but all of this. There's a problem now, I think, when Brett sort of jumps to the conclusion that Immo means God, or Immo is the same thing that other mystics would refer to as God. The problem that I see is all of this can actually not really be communicated. Some of you that watch this video might have actually no idea what I'm talking about. Others probably sort of get it, but those of you who get it, those of you who have an idea about actually what I'm talking about when I say this, actually you're referring to something else. You're not talking, when you think, oh, this, actually you're already thinking about that. When I talk about the specialness of February 24th, and you see, oh right, today is special in that sense, you're referring to another day. If I'm talking about the specialness of Muho and you agree, oh right, this person is special, you probably don't agree that Muho is special, but you're agreeing that the person that you are is special in the sense that that's who you are, this person. So a problem that I see is that this thisness cannot really be communicated. Everybody is living only this and only at this moment. So I have the feeling that we need something beyond that to connect these thises. We need to connect this, and your this, and another person's this. Otherwise, the problem we have, sometimes said, if there's a tree falling in the mountains, but there's nobody in the mountain, does it make a sound? If nobody's there to hear the sound, then obviously you could say, well, there's no sound. Somebody needs to be there to hear the sound, otherwise there's no sound. And then you could go even further. Well, even if there's somebody there, if I'm not there, there's no sound, because the sound always needs to be this sound. A sound that I don't hear is not a sound. A color that I don't see is not a color. A pain that I don't feel is not a pain. And that's basically taking this idea of thisness to its extreme. Only this is real. Only what I actually experience is in this moment. Everything is me, but only this. So when you see this, for me, that's not real right now. So I could go to the extreme and say you don't exist in the first place. And you could ask, well, why do you take this video? Which is a legitimate question. Why would you take a video if you don't believe that we watching this video do exist? It's a legitimate question. And of course I do believe that somebody is watching this video and they live in this thisness. They live their this. But I think there's something beyond this that needs to connect these things. That's what I would call God. So I think that you need something more than Dogen's concept of Immo, this, to explain God. Or basically you cannot explain it, you can hardly explain this. If you can't even explain this, how can you explain that goes beyond this? But once more, the problem I see, if we stop at realizing, oh, this is happening and this is me, everything I see, everything I hear, everything I feel is me. If we stop there we would deny the pain of the others. We would have to deny the pain of others. The other extreme is what Bernie Sanders said during the campaign. Famously, he would say, asked about his religion, he would say, if your child hurts, I hurt. That was his answer. That's my religion. So that's something that Jews could agree to, Christians could agree to, Buddhists could agree to. When your child hurts, I hurt. That's basically the religion we try to practice. But it's on the other extreme of thisness, because when your child hurts, I might not even know about it. I might not even know about it. Even when my child hurts, it's not really this pain. It's not my pain. It's my child's pain. I understand that my child is in pain. I wish I could do something about it. If it's my child, it even feels as if I hurt. But if I'm really honest with myself, it's not the pain of the child. I can't feel the pain of my child. I can't even feel the pain of my child. I can only feel the pain that I imagine that my child has right now. And I feel bad because I can't do anything about the pain. But there's really nothing that connects this pain, my pain, to that pain that my child feels. And if there's a connection, and there must be a connection, that would be God. But I think it's going beyond this. So I don't see how Brad so easily gets to this statement that a lot of spiritual teachers give, which is basically we're all part of the same consciousness. And when I look at you, it's one consciousness looking at the other. Nice. That's nice. But that consciousness that's looking at the other is something that's beyond this consciousness, I think. So in my view, I'm neither this body nor am I this mind, but I'm this. But there's still something beyond this. There must be something beyond this. But to express that in words, or even to become conscious of that, is impossible, because if you become conscious of it, it's content of your consciousness. So it's rather that this consciousness is a content of the thing that's beyond. So that's why you can't grasp it. Just as my body in relation to me, and even my mind in relation to me, is like content in relation to a bigger container. This is kind of like the container in which my body, my mind, and everything else is contained. Just as myself, in the meaning of this, is like the container of the world, and the world is contained in myself. Just like that, God would be a container, and in which all of these thises are contained. And just as my body can't grasp this, even my mind can't grasp this. This, me, cannot grasp God, I think. That's why it's basically impossible to talk about God. But still, it keeps us, or at least it keeps me, agitated, because there's this really real feeling that there is something beyond. I can't grasp it. It's possible to grasp it. It's somewhere behind there. And yes, of course, it's looking through these eyes, and yes, it's expressing in this consciousness, but it can never show up in the consciousness. Okay, so much for me today. You probably noticed I'm a little bit confused. This confusion also being part of this confusion. It's also myself. And there's something beyond the confusion that's expressing in the confusion and realizing the confusion, but still going beyond it. If I got some of you confused, great. If some of you have ideas that you want to share, please feel welcome to comment. I'm not sure if I will have the time to respond to your comments, but YouTube will let you post comments if you want to. And yeah, have a nice day. I don't know when I will do the next English video, but for today, have fun.